Yo, what is up? It is your boy, Officer Ungrateful, back for some more Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle content. And we just got the new Super Saiyan 3 LR Tech Goku EZA. Finally, everyone can breathe their sigh of relief. They can, you know, like Jesus Christ. It took them long enough. This guy, if I remember correctly, was the unit it took the longest to get in EZA, or at least currently is the unit that hasn't EZA'd for the longest time. I think before it was Jiren, and this guy was in second place, but Jiren got his EZA before him, so I think he was runner-up. Either way, they finally gave him to us. Let's take a look at the details. These are his details, courtesy of Minato. Minato's Flash. I love this guy. That's my boy right there. I don't actually know him at all, but I love his translations. So let's dive in. He has the leader skill, super tech types, ki +4, 120 to all stats, extreme tech, ki +3, HP attack and defense 90%. Standard type of thing that you're going to be using in Battlefield. If you're using it at all, mostly you can disregard that. Greatly raises attack on super, raises defense for 1 turn, colossal damage, high chance to stun. High chance to stun, kind of underrated. It is going to be very useful in some earlier phases of some events. Maybe Super Battle Road if you want to run it there. Most of the time, Super Battle Road doesn't really matter that much anymore, so I don't really see it, but hey. It's something that people aren't going to really remember about him. Massively raises attack for 1 turn, raises defense for 1 turn, causes mega colossal damage, and massively lowers defense on super. So that is a 100% attack buff and a 30% defense buff, which, you know, that's kind of how this guy goes. A lot of attack, not as much defense. He, I don't think is massively lowering his defense on Ultra Super anymore. I think that's speaking for the enemy, but he used to lower his own defense on Super. So I'm hoping that's not how it works. Passive skill. Attack plus 59%, defense plus 200%. I wish he had more attack. That's kind of like the whole point of him, but whatever. It doesn't matter that much. Attack and defense plus 120 when supering. Reduces damage by 50% until performing a super attack. That is a mistake. It is supposed to be reduces damage received by 50% on Ultra Super, actually. So a little bit better than you would think once you see the rest of his kit. Attack plus 200%, disables enemy's action once within the turn when Ultra Supering. Now that is a skill that is going to be underrated greatly. That actually is going to matter a lot. The thing is, when you disable an enemy's action, you don't see what the enemy's action would have been, and a lot of people are going to see that disables enemy action, and they're not going to realize how much work that's doing. Like, there are going to be a lot of times where you don't lose because this guy got rid of the enemy super attack, and you're just not going to remember it. You won't have known unless you somehow can see enemy super attacks. I wish you could see when your disables enemy's action, like gets rid of a super attack. That would be pretty cool, just to know the amount of impact, but you're never going to. So this is one of those wild cards where you're not going to see it, but it's working really well. It's very nice. And he is getting that 50% damage reduction on 18 ki. So additionally, after his 18 ki, you're going to be taking way less attacks, and on top of that, like, you have that 50% damage reduction. Like, it's kind of like a double whammy, you know? 1-2 punch. His defense post-super, people aren't going to realize how good it is simply because of that enemy action. Ki +2, up to 6. Attack plus 20%, up to 59% with each super attack performed. That I'm not so sure about. I wish he had more of that attack. And ki start of turn, but I'll talk more about why I want him to have more ki. Either way, the earliest turn you're getting that is turn 5 without additional, so you'll have to kind of wait, and most events aren't very long, so not too sure about that. And this is the worst part of the kit. I hate this. I cannot stress enough how much I hate what they're talking about here. From the 6th turn onwards, when facing one enemy and your HP is 59% or below, plus an additional ki +7, attack plus 59%, and performs a crit. Once only. Let me read that again. From the 6th turn onwards, when facing one enemy and your HP is 59% or below. That's 3 different conditions we need to have. I hate these things that are conditional. I hate conditional parts of your active or of your passive skill. I hate having to wait too long, and I hate needing to have an HP threshold to meet. Those are both really annoying ones. Just one or the other is fine, but having both an HP and a turn threshold is disgusting. And you can only use it on one enemy, which is like, why did you even add that, man? You already put so much on there. Come on, man. Why did you have to put so much on it? It feels like AGL LR Gohan all over again. There's just so much there. And also his links, which I'm going to talk about, are something that people aren't going to realize affects him a lot. So the thing is, this Super Saiyan 3 Goku, when he was good, is going to have a lot better ki than he is now. At least turn 1. Because the thing about the Super Saiyan 3 Goku is that links used to be different when he was, like, good. Or the last time he was good. What used to happen is if you had a unit in slot 2, they would get all the links from the person they were linking with in slot 1 and in slot 3. So you have someone in the middle with over and a flash, like this Goku over here. You have someone he's linking with that also has over and a flash. And he's getting 3 ki, plus 1 more on the right side. That's 6 ki total. So you put him in the second slot, he used to get double the ki that he has now. Which is really big when his entire kit revolves around getting an 18 ki, specifically. I really don't like the fact that they don't give him any extra ki start of turn to compensate with that. Because, like, I know that they want him to be a very late game unit, but he's just not, he doesn't have the same ki that he used to. So you're not, getting a super attack even might be kind of hard, let alone getting an 18 ki turn 1. Like, no one has Shattering the Limit anymore. Little to no units have over and a flash anymore. It's really not a link you see that much. So turn 1, like, you're lucky to have 1 key link on this guy. I think experienced fighters or limit breaking form might be a key link. I don't really remember, but still, like, these aren't exactly the most common links that he has here. Super Saiyan, Kamehameha, and Legendary Power are going to be the ones that he's getting all the time, but still, it's just like, he's not going to get a lot of supers, is basically what I'm saying. And this reduced damage received by 50% until performing a super attack, that's actually, he gets that on 18 ki only. So I foresee for this guy the least Han dilemma. You give him a lot of ki and he's going to be great, but it's going to be very hard to give him that much ki. And even if you do, kind of questionable. Just like with, you know, LR least Han, this guy, it's going to be kind of hard to get his 18 ki start of turn. This guy can stack up, though. 2 ki every super, it's just that's going to take a while. And, you know, the entire meta, as of this point, is, like, it's all short-term based. You don't want a unit that stacks up over a long period of time. And especially not a tech unit, which, might I add, really, really, really matters. Because you wouldn't think too much of the typing until you realize that Zamasu is the hardest boss in the game and the hardest first phase of the game. And this guy is a very weak turn 1 unit, and on top of that, like, he's tech. So you run this guy in the Zamasu event, you're fucked. And against Omega, with his AoEs, like, are you kidding me? No, don't even think about it. Like, he gets all of his defense on 18 ki. All of it. Those AoEs have this man distraught. He is done. So you can't really take this guy into any of the harder, you know, content in this game. It's just, he's not getting his 18 ki very commonly, and if he does, he will have a high attack stat, but you can't really use him in any difficult bosses. So I feel like this kit for this guy is great, but not for any event that we have right now. Like, I feel like we're going to get some very difficult hard event that's going to be a long event, like a long-term content, like maybe another, like, extreme legendary Goku event. And, you know, then we'll have something. But until then, it just doesn't seem like he's going to be doing very much. That's my one issue with this guy. It's just like, his kit seems like it's good for somewhere, just not the current meta that we have right now. Like, he is probably the worst designed unit that we've had in a very long time. Like, they waited so long to EZA this guy just for it to come out when every single hard boss in the game is int, and they made him need to stack up but every single boss in the game is like a short-term event. So it's kind of like the 1-2 where you're not going to run this guy. So my hope is they give us a new boss that's a long-term content, and we can do that. And then this guy is going to be amazing. He's going to be awesome. But until we get some form of long-term content, he's just kind of going to rot in your box unless you need him for some like boost for grinding someone else. You know, it's just very unfortunate where he is placed in the meta currently, but it's not as if his passive can't work later on. I think the one gripe that I can say isn't just like he has a bad place in the meta currently is, you know, I don't like having this many restrictions on a passive, but whatever, it's not that deep. Anyways, I sincerely thank everyone for coming by to watch. I just hit 100 subscribers for the first time ever. I know anyone who's watching this video is going to be like, wow, this guy only has 100 subscribers. I better hit that subscribe button. But, you know, I still want to thank you guys. It's honestly awesome, the support I've been seeing recently on my videos that have been coming out. I didn't think that they could get that. I didn't think anyone would watch, but I've been proven wrong. So if you guys want to see more, I'm going to, whenever I do this guy's showcase, he's going to be right up above me. And I am doing a showcase early. I have a private server account, so that's all fine. Thank you so much, and see you next time. Peace.